Okay, for section A, uh, these are the MCQs, and we are going to solve the MCQs from question number 16 to 20. And for question number 16, it says that two dice are rolled together. And we know that when two dice are rolled together, total outcomes are it's 6 square, 36. And we have to get the probability of the sum of numbers on the two dice is either 2, 3, or 4, 2, 3, or 5. Let's say these are the outcomes of the first die. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And outcomes of the second die are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, we will get sum 2 only when it's 1 and 1. 1 on the first die and 1 on the another die. And for 3, either it's 2 on the first and 1 on the second, or 1 on the first and 2 on the second. And for 5, we will get the sum of numbers 5. Either it's 1, 4, or either it's 2, 3, or either it's 3, 2, or either it's 4, 1. So the total outcomes for uh, sum 2 is 1, and for sum 3 is 2, and for sum 5 it's 4. So the total outcomes for getting sum of numbers on the two dice as 2, 3, or 5 is 7, and the total outcomes are 36. So the probability of getting sum as 2, 3, or 5 is equal to favorable outcomes divided by the total outcomes, that is 7 by 36. So our answer is 7 by 36 for question number 16. And let's move on to question number 17. For question number 17, it's given that the center of a circle is at 2 comma 0. So this is question number 17, and let's say this is a circle with center. Let's say this is the diameter and the center is 2 comma 0, and its one end is at 6 comma 0. We have to find the other end. So let's say other end be x comma y coordinates. And now, because this is the center, so this is the midpoint of this, let's say the diameter AB, and the center is O. And if we use the midpoint formula, it gives us the coordinates of the midpoint x comma y is given by x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now, these are the coordinates of the center, which are 2 comma 0. So this is 2 comma 0, and x1 is 6, x2 is x, y2, y1 is 0, and y2 is y. And if we equate this, so this is equal to 2 is equal to 6 plus x by 2, which gives us 6 plus x is equal to 2, and x is equal to minus, sorry, this is 4, and x is equal to minus 2. So x is minus 2, and this is 0, which gives us y is equal to 0. So the coordinates of the other end are minus 2 comma 0, and C is the correct option for this. Moving on to question number 18. Okay, for question number 18, it's given that in the given figure, the graphs of two linear equations are given. So we have to check the pair of these linear equations as. So if we produce these lines in this direction, they are going to intersect at some point, because these are not parallel. So this means if they intersect, that will have unique solution, and the equations has unique solution, so these will be consistent. So our option is option A, consistent with unique solution. And moving on to question number 19, which 19 and 20. These are the statements of assertion followed by a statement of reason R. We have to choose the correct option. Okay, for the first one, that is question number 19, the tangents drawn at the endpoints of a circle are parallel. That is true. Because if we draw the tangents at the endpoints of the diameter, let's say this is the diameter AB, and if we draw a tangent here, let's say XY, and let's say the other tangent is X dash Y dash. So XY is parallel to X dash Y dash because the radius is perpendicular to tangent at the point of contact. So this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. These are alternate angles and these alternate angles are equal. So that means the lines are parallel. So this is true. And the reason given here is diameter of a circle is the longest chord. The diameter of a circle is the longest chord, which is true, but this is not the correct reason. So this is not the correct reason. So we can say that assertion is true, but reason R is false. So for this, our option should be C. Moving on to next one. Okay, for the next one. Okay, for this, I have selected the wrong option. Here, the assertion is true and diameter of circle is also true, but this is not the correct explanation of A. So both assertion A and reason R are true, but reason R is not the correct explanation of A. So that means our option for this should be B. And moving on to the question number 20, which says that if the graph of a polynomial touches x-axis at only one point, then the polynomial cannot be a quadratic polynomial, which is false because if let's say graph of the polynomial is if it's a quadratic, it can be like this, which does the x-axis at one point, and this is the graph of the quadratic polynomial. So this option is false, and polynomial of a degree n can have at most n zeros. This is true because let's say if the degree of a polynomial is 2, that means it can have either 0, 1, and 2 uh, zeros or the solution of that equation, which means which it can have at most n zeros if the degree is n. So if the degree is n, it can have at most n zeros. So the assertion is false, but the reason is true. And for this, our correct option should be, so assertion A is false, but reason R is true. So that means our option for this is D. So D is the correct option for this. With this, we are done with the first section, that is section A, and let's move on to section B. Thank you for watching.